Hello and welcome to this edition of Minstrels on the Block. Today we have a very special guest, a man who not only is a singer-songwriter, but he does it all from the very beginning to the very end, Mr. Riley Yielding. So Riley, how you doing?
Doing great. How about yourself, Brian?
Doing good. Glad to have you on the show.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here.
So tell me about yourself. Where were you born?
Oh gosh, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of a half Yankee guy. I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm embarrassed to say it, but it was my father had just gone up there for a couple of years to work for the NIH, so it was a brief period. I wasn't there long enough to do me any extreme damage, and came back down to the South when I was about 2.
Wow. So now you had mentioned some travels on the way. Tell me about what your parents did.
Well, my dad, he's a physician, and he worked for the NIH. My mom was a nurse, so he traveled a little bit for that, just for that brief period, and mostly I was just raised up in the Birmingham area, and we have a family farm down here, and I ended up becoming a vagrant on the family farm. Been building a house there for about 26, 27 years.
Oh, so where you are now is actually the family farm?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me some of your experiences in growing up in farming.
Oh, well, my grandfather was a vocational agriculture teacher, and he was a really self-reliant guy. In fact, this guitar right here, the wood on that guitar, he and I planted that tree when I was about 6 years old out and on top of the septic, unfortunately right next to the septic tank, which meant that about 10 years ago we had to cut that tree down, and hence I've been building guitars out of it.
Wow.
But running around out here on the farm, learning how to cobble things together with him, that was a great experience as a young fellow.
So was your family musical?
Absolutely. In fact, my grandfather used to teach what's called shape note singing. They had singing schools, and he would travel around. He's from up in North Alabama, around Haleyville and Hackleburg area. And a lot of people don't even know what that is, but they used to read the music by the shape of the note. And it was all about the harmonies. Sacred harp singing, I think, is another way to refer to it. And that's how he met my grandmother. She was at one of the, she used to play piano, and she was at one of the singing schools, and she also taught singing schools.
Wow.
So he traveled to meet her, and they ended up getting together. And of course, when we were born, every time we were at my grandparents' house, she would play the piano, and we would sing. There were 4 kids in the earlier family, and we would sing 4-part harmony. And
wow! So you've been doing music for quite a while.
Yeah, it's just really part of my life. I hear harmonies, and just my sister was we were close in age, and then my brothers were older, and she was a really good harmony singer, and I just kind of learned from listening to her. I was the baby of the family.
So as far as guitars are concerned, how long have you been playing that?
Well, when I was about 5, I bought a cool Silvertone electric guitar from a garage sale for $5. I really wish I'd hung on to that guitar. It was the one that had the amplifier in the case. And so I bought it for $5. I held on to it for about 10 years, and then I sold it for $5. So I didn't lose anything. And then I never learned how to play it. And when I was in college, I bought a cheap classical guitar from a girl that was in college band with me for $50. And I learned 2 or 3 songs, just enough to annoy my college roommates. And again, never really got into it. But when I was 29, I bought a guitar, an acoustic guitar, a really nice old Epiphone guitar. And just started then. I quit my job by the time I was 30 and was playing full time.
Wow, that is cool. That is awesome.
Yeah. Now, I didn't say I was making any money.
Right.
But I was playing full time.
That second part you said, that seems to be going around. But
yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah. Now, step back a little bit. The NIH, what is that?
The National Institute of Health. It's just it's a governmental agency for physicians and research. He didn't practice medicine. He was a physician, but he didn't practice medicine. He did research until he retired, and now he's an ER doc at 80. He turned 80 last week, and he still works 2 36-hour shifts in a local emergency room.
Wow.
Yeah, every week. He works more hours than I work, and he's 80 years old. He loves it, though. You keep doing what you love. And
yeah, it's your passion.
I burned all my bridges behind me. I will have to do what it is that I do until I'm dead, because there certainly is no retirement in my future.
Well, what you do is quite nice.
Yeah, I think I could do this until I'm an old fellow.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get pretty good at it by then.
Well, you're definitely well on your way.
On my way.
Now, let's go back to your college. What did you major in? What was that?
Complicated. I went to Auburn University and I majored in English literature was what I ended up in. But I went through psychology, philosophy. I was in architecture for a while. I minored in physics, chemistry, and biology. I was going to be a doctor. I was in pre-med. And then I went to work at a hospital after I got out of college and realized I don't want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So I worked a couple of jobs and then kind of stumbled into this. People ask me what it is that I do for a living, and I can't really say that I'm a guitar builder or a songwriter or an entertainer. I live for my living. I try to make a little money at all the things that I'm raising chickens right now, and I'm hoping at some point to turn a profit on that. But, I just do a variety of things and hope that in the process I make enough money to get by.
Yeah.
So I majored in English literature, which is a completely useless. Do not major in English literature, all you kids out there. It's completely. You can learn how to talk well, speak well. Yeah, it doesn't help. But I can tell you all about Shakespeare, but it doesn't. I don't really use that in my everyday life, except for maybe in my songwriting. But
perhaps you could write a soliloquy.
I think not, Brian Mallard. I think not.
Oh, man. We are going to wrap up this first section so that we can hear one of Riley's songs and get back to discuss these beautiful guitars and Riley's current projects. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding. I'm a guitar-building, songwriting folk singer from Beulah, Alabama. I'm going to play a song for you that I wrote for my grandfather. He was a real special fella in my life. It's called Grandfather's Tune. I can see that my grandfather's time is passing. I can see this proud man fading fast. I know that I will miss him in my future. I'll always be remembering the past. I remember summers in the country. I remember fishing in the sea. I remember digging in the garden. I suppose he'll always be with me. All the lessons that he taught me go on giving. All the secrets of a lifetime slowly told. All the secrets I shall savor in my living. Store them up and share them when I'm old. I remember summers in the country. I remember fishing in the sea. I remember digging in the garden. I suppose he'll always be with me.
I am glad I took time to share his wisdom, to learn the secrets that time alone can tell. All the lessons that he taught me work together. Time, it passes quickly, use it well. I remember summers in the country. I remember fishing in the sea. I remember digging in the garden. I suppose he'll always be with me. I suppose he'll always live in